Alright, now we will do a quick female head. Although I noticed that if I don't do human heads for a while, then I get a little bit bad at it, so I need a little bit more time, but hopefully today it will be different, although it probably will not be different, and we will hopefully get a kind of nice female head. This is AI generated art, and it doesn't matter who generated it, because as we know from Mark Brunette, the new laws about the AI, they say that everything which is made by human, made directly by human, is copyrighted directly when it's made. So when somebody is drawing a concept or something, it's copyrighted without anything else. He doesn't have to do anything else. It's copyrighted right now, right away. And the AI art, they're just writing prompts. So maybe the prompts should be copyrighted, but the AI art itself couldn't be copyrighted. If they draw over it, if they change it, only the changes that are made by human in Photoshop or whatever, they can be copyrighted. But the art, the AI art itself, cannot be. And that's pretty cool. So we can take whatever AI art we want and use it as a reference without any problems. And now that's what I'm doing. I'm using AI art as a reference. People are making, or the AI, let's say the AI is making very nice female heads recently. And that's why they're a good reference, because we can, you know, they're kind of very, very, how to say it, they're not realistic, but idealized. They're very idealized, which is great. I mean, that's what we do. We like idealized things a lot. So, yeah, so the AI arts laws are very, very cool. And they're giving me hope that the big companies will never, not never, but for now, they will restrain of using AI in their workflow, because they are always afraid of lawsuits. And with the AI, you never know what could go wrong. So they will probably still look out for 2D artists, 3D artists, especially 3D artists, because the 3D AI is still a little bit young. Yeah, it will go there. Most likely it will go there, but still, as you see, laws are very, very nice for us, for artists, at least for now. We will see how it will turn out in the future. I hear this story about people from Samsung, programmers using AI, and more especially the OpenAI for their code, and the program that they are working on, which is a Samsung-owned program, leak out in the internet. The code leak out because they put it in ChatGPT. And that, of course, will lead to some other restraints, and probably the ChatGPT things, these text-based programs that can program themselves, that can write code, they probably will be packed and sold by those companies that made them into big companies just for their use, without access to the internet or without leaking their content to the internet. Probably this will be the next thing that they will do. But for now, restrictions, a little bit of restrictions from big companies to use of the AI will be applied. And the 2D artist will still be pretty much working without any issues, which I think is very good news. And it was a little bit expected, but still. We don't know what will happen later, I mean next. In the next few years. Nobody knows. But for now, I think we are safe. Our future is safe. Alright, let's see what people are writing. Nothing. So we can... yeah, you are not writing almost anything. That's why we will just continue working on this character. This is, of course, a female. It doesn't look like female yet, but still it will probably at some point look at female, hopefully, like female. female-ish. More likely it will not be as beautiful as the AI art, but I will try to make something that resembles it. And then, but fast, we have to be fast. Then I will show you the course that I'm working on. I think it will be pretty cool. And then we will do Artstation reviews. And for the Artstation reviews, let me tell you a little bit about them. So you can get those reviews, for example, a guy who is just started and he's doing not very nice things. And if a guy from Canada, for example, or from United States is reviewing him, he will be very soft. He will say, okay, yeah, that's good, but you can touch here and there. The lighting is not particularly nice, stuff like this. They will be very soft. And the guy will think probably, some people will think that he is not that bad, but he is. And since I'm not from those countries which are very developed and people are very, social intelligent, or how was it called? Emotional intelligent or something. I'm not exactly from those countries. I'm from Bulgaria, and here we kind of say the things like they are. So if you want somebody to give you a very soft review, very nice, for your Artstation work, most likely you're not exactly posting it in the right Discord channel. So yeah, make sure you delete it if you don't want me to review it. Because, I'm not the hardest. I mean, probably there are other people who will be even more harsh than me, but I am also not the soft one. And people are like, Nico, I saw you how you were insulting a beginner guy because he's a beginner and you insulted him. And I'm like, what the hell? I mean, when I was a beginner, let me tell you a little bit of a story here. So when I was a beginner, I applied to a certain forum. Here in Bulgaria, we had an art forum, very nice one, for 3D, for 2D, for design, for everything. It was very cool. The name was Graphila. It was very, very nice. But in order to post into a certain section, for example, 2D section or 3D section, you have to first apply. You cannot post if you don't have rights to post, and you have to apply for those rights. So I applied once. Just before I applied to Gameloft, I applied to Graphila, to this forum, for rights, and they told me I need to learn more. I need to learn more anatomy. I need to become better, which motivated me. And I started to learn, and I became better. Of course, this forum doesn't exist anymore. I mean, it existed, but it's a ghost town. The idea is that when somebody tell you that, oh, you are pretty good, but you need to touch here and there, it's not motivational, at least for me. Motivational is to tell you that you kind of suck, but you need to work more, and you probably will not suck at some point. And yeah, that's what they told me. And I kind of did it. And in my opinion, people who are very sensitive about their art, which is not a good art, I don't know, they probably shouldn't show it to the world. At least, yeah, that's one opinion. But opinions, they are like assholes. Everybody has one. So, my opinion is my opinion. Your opinion is absolutely another thing. So, yeah. The idea is that I will not be very soft with the people who are not good enough, who are not ready. If you, for example, want to get ready and become a character artist and apply to a company for a job, then you need to put more work most of the time. If you want to just post your work into your Facebook or in Artstation, but to show it to your relatives and to watch them how they praise you, how good you are, how amazing you are, then yeah, of course, do that. It's your choice. It depends on what is the purpose of your art, What is the purpose that you want to pursue? If you want to be really good, if you want to compete with the best, then you have to put the amazing amount of effort, and you have to push it. And of course, this will not be difficult if you just love doing it. That's the only thing you need to have, you know, love for the craft. If you have the love for the craft, it will be easy for you to become good enough. I mean, I have love for the craft, and I'm still not the best. Many people say, Nico, you're the best, but I am pretty sure I'm not. So that's why, yeah, you cannot be really the best, probably, but you can be one of the best. For example, Young Spriggs, if we see him, he's doing mostly realistic stuff. Hussein Diba, he's very good in faces, mostly in bodies, not so much, but he's okay with bodies too, but with faces he's just pretty good. And many more people who are pretty good. Grassetti, of course, and of course many more who are very good in everything. 3D, I mean, everything 3D. Those are the famous people who are very good. And I'm not that famous because I'm not very good. But I'm teaching people. How is this happening? How are you, Nico, not very good and you're still teaching people? I don't know how this happens. This is some kind of magic. It's a kind of magic. So, let's answer some questions. Hope there won't be AI lawyers soon, because he will come up how to defend AI art. Yeah, probably. Hello from Istanbul. Merhaba nasılsın? It will look as good. I have faith in you, Nico. I'm pretty sure it will not look as good as the AI right now. Maybe if I put like 3 or 4 hours in it, it will start looking pretty good. But for now, it's obvious that it's not. And it will not be, most likely. But that's normal. We are okay with this. It's a kind of magic. Maybe next course will be how to good sculpt and talk about everything at the same time. No, this is... you cannot learn this. It has to come from deep inside your soul. Like it comes from deep inside my soul, you know. You have to be able to talk a lot. I mean, if you are kind of a silent person, like most artists, they're introvert persons. They don't like to, you know, to meet too much people and stuff like this. If you are like that, it will be difficult for you to talk and sculpt at the same time, because you don't talk. Usually you don't talk. I talk a lot. I can speak for hours, and I can be in a company and it may be only me who is speaking for a long periods of time without even me noticing. And sometimes, especially when I'm drunk, I don't notice that. And it's bad, because I kind of get the word from people, and yeah, I'm a little bit ashamed of that. But whatever, it's fun. So Nico become better. Yeah, I have to become better. And I became better. I became better. Nico, why you so rarely do it stream? Yeah, because I'm lazy. That's the only reason. Because I'm lazy, and when it comes late, when my children go to bed, and it's a little bit later, I just say, oh, it's too late for a stream. But now, today I decided that I need to do the stream, you know. Because next week I will be probably in Italy, in Bari. Bari is a city in Italy, which is... if you imagine the boot, Italy is a boot. In the heel of the boot is in the seaside. So I will go there, and just for rest, just for relaxation. So if somebody is close to Bari, Italy, we can meet. Bari. Buongiorno. Donna. Come ça va? Come ça va? I'm not sure it's in Italian, but whatever. Hi Nico, I want to work as 3D character artist, but I don't understand the market behind it. Who supports the demand from freelancers in this field? As a freelancer, it will be very difficult for you to work, especially if you don't have the skill and you're not known. I will suggest you try to find, it will be a difficult process also, but to try to find a job in some company, even small one, and then go from there. Otherwise, it will be pretty hard. That's my advice. You know, if you can eat only bread and mayonnaise for long periods of time, yeah, you can be a freelancer, but freelancer is difficult because when you get certain job, when you get certain client, you have to keep it. So you have to work constantly with this client. You don't have to rest. You will not rest. You will work constantly. And yeah, then you can make some money, but you will not be able to rest. And at some point, rest becomes pretty important, I would say. And that's just my opinion, of course. And as I said, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has at least one. Yeah, most people have at least one, at least one asshole. Amazing stuff, I know. Nico, glad to see you. Ne. Nico, what tablet do you use for Sculpt? I use 1 by Wacom tablet, which is the cheapest Wacom tablet. And I kind of suggest it. I mean, I recommend this tablet most of the time because it's pretty cheap and it's good enough. I work for it with it for I think almost 2 years now, and it's completely okay for everything I do. I just put my Intuos tablet because I had the more expensive version, the Intuos, Wacom Intuos, and I put it in the closet and it's there now. It's just sitting there and waiting. If something happens with this one, I have spare ones now because they are cheap and I bought some, but it's, yeah. I can use the Intuos also, but I don't. Okay, now let's put some mirror on this and we are fine. Now this is not bad. Let's put some hair. Why not? Just a simple hair I will do as it is in the concept. And we will be ready. I mean, I told you, this is just very fast sculpt. I don't want to push it anymore. This is just good enough for me. And we continue. It's not bad. It happens to be good. For 17 minutes of work, I think it's cool. Because Nico is the best, right? Yeah, how Nico, greetings from California. Oh, California. Now, in California it's 7 hours, I think. It's around 3 o'clock, 2.5 o'clock, something like this. How the Nico, how the Artstation feedback will work? Anyone can participate. I'd love to receive some criticism and I can't handle them. Okay, yes, the Artstation feedback is just from my Discord channel. This is my Discord server, I mean, and I have a channel there, which is Artstation Portfolios, and now we are not very far down. I mean, we are not even in the middle, and people are still posting stuff, so we have to go. Last time we went to here, I think, and we have to continue down. And today we will continue from here on. I will try to be fast, but I don't promise anything. We will have material for a couple of videos, which is okay, I think. So it's fine. How do I want to congratulate you and ask you something? 3D models made in this way, can they then be animated? This one, no. You have to make a low poly and then animate it because this, when it's ready, I mean, now it will not be ready, but if I made it good, it will be like maybe 3 million polygons or something. And 3 million polygons, usually you cannot animate. It will be difficult. That's why we are making... What? We're making the low poly. And the low poly can be animated, of course. But the low poly, you need to work on it, you need to make UVs, you need a lot of things. It's not just doing this and then we are fine. There are a lot of things that has to be done. So yeah, it cannot be animated. Probably these days they can animate it. I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure if they can or cannot animate this kind of high poly models. nowadays. Yeah, probably because I'm now away from the industry, but I have never been in the high poly animation industry because I haven't done too much things for movies or commercials or whatever. I mostly worked for games and the freelance for games, and my work was for games because I was, yeah, many of you probably don't know, but I was working in Gameloft for 15 years as a character artist. No, as a character artist for about maybe 13 years or something. Before that, I was a 2D concept artist. And mostly doing characters again, so yeah. Character artist, 2D and then 3D. Upgrade, you know. Because 3D is more than the 2D. It's an upgrade. This girl now, this is more Asian looking girl. Mine is more Caucasian probably. And the hair has to go a little bit forward. Yeah, sometimes if I don't spend enough time working on a character, I don't see things, you know, and this is normal. When you're working on a certain character, it's very nice. If you want to do it well, you have to go away from the character for a while, and then when you come back, like a couple of hours even later, you will see some mistakes, you will see some things that you haven't seen before that. And yeah, that's a good advice to do, but many people are not doing it and they are suffering from it. But that's their problem, I would say. Because I always kind of say that you need to do this. Do this. Do this properly. Or don't do this at all. My question, do you prefer Blender to ZBrush these days? These days, definitely Blender. It looks like Blender's modeling is much easier and the sculpting is good enough to achieve what you do in ZBrush. Yeah, most of the time. I mean, for everything I had to do, this almost 1.5 years since I'm using Blender, I've been able to do it in Blender. So every work, every freelance, everything I had to do for Gameloft, because last year I was in Gameloft until September last year, I was able to do everything in Blender. So Blender is definitely good enough. So don't worry about it. Of course, the only thing that will be problematic for people in Blender is their skill. You have to have the skill to work, but this will be a problem in ZBrush too. Of course, ZBrush supports way more polygons, but that doesn't matter that much, because you can definitely work and be good with not so many polygons, and that's a fact, because I am doing it. You don't need too much. You just need a couple of million, which Blender can, if you have a good video card, support. You know, I'm using this as a reference, but I'm not following it very precisely. As you probably notice, it doesn't look like the concept, but I guess it's looking like a girl, which is a win, because most of the time to make something look like a girl is a pretty big win. If you are a beginner and you try that for like hour or 2 hours, it probably will look like a very ugly man if you try to do a woman. And yeah, that's usually the case. But you don't have to be frustrated by that, because that's usually the case. So it's not something that's problematic. It's normal. It's pretty normal. Absolutely normal. And normal as hell, we may say. It's so normal, guys. Just amazingly normal. I may do a little bit of a smaller chin, and she will get cuter. A smaller lower jaw most likely, and she will get a little bit cuter. Smaller nose, cuter, and smaller distance between the nose and the lip, so bigger upper lip probably, cuter. And stuff like this, cuter and cuter, you know. Big forehead, cute. Not so big eyebrow ridges, cute. Nico, I think doing haircuts is the next thing that make me better in character creation, but I'm afraid of hair cards. I personally, I'm not afraid of hair cards. I am terrified by the hair cards, and that's why I never do hair cards, and hopefully I will never have to do hair cards. And I basically have never had to do hair cards, although I think I have a course made for Victory 3D in Udemy where I did some hair cards on a character, and they're not quite the best, but they're working. I mean, I'm not complaining that much. So I think she's starting to look relatively good. But as I said, if we have time, by the way, at the end, we can make a little bit of a poly paint and make it look better, or we will just leave it as it is, which is also nice, because it was just a question of just a little bit of an exercise. You know, I do these exercises just for, as you can see, I'm doing it up to this point for less than half an hour. So I can do heads like this, like 10 in one day. Just to, you know, to practice the skill. It's not very difficult for me, at least. Of course, if I want to make it resemble the concept, this was not good. If I want to make it resemble the concept, I have to work way more. I mean, I have to spend at least 2 hours or at least 1.5 hours to make it look relatively as the concept. But of course, the more you want it, the more perfect you want to look as the concept, the more time you have to spend. And if you have to be absolutely doing it looking like the concept, then most likely it will be a couple of hours, maybe 5, 6, I don't know. But I don't have that amount of time. I just don't have it, so yeah. Not that I don't have it, I have it, but I don't, I cannot do it for this long. It's just not my thing. My thing is fast and furious sculpts. Just quick and energetic. I will do a little bit of a black hair, because white hair is a little bit strange. Probably black hair will be looking a bit better. Hopefully, yes. And we can also make a little bit of a black areas around her eyes. Go ahead and blacken. Artstation. Superstition. Yeah, Metallica has a new album, by the way. 72 Seasons, I think it was called. And yeah, in the beginning when I listened to it, it wasn't. I said it was too familiar. Some of the songs that looked like I have heard them before, but then when I listened it again and again and again, it started to grow on me. So now I kind of like it. 72 Seasons. In the abyss. Looking relatively fine. Here a little bit of a makeup. I guess this will be it. So let's leave it for now. For half an hour I think it's enough. Let's read some questions and then go to the Artstation and start looking. Her face is too long, okay? Is Blender a heavy application? I want to try making animations in Blender, but I'm afraid my PC won't be strong enough to run the software. Try it, it's free, just try it. And you will answer it for yourself. For sure, cutting ZBrush, okay? How much human anatomy translates to animal anatomy when you're sculpting drawing? A little bit, it depends. If you're doing monkeys, a lot of it. If you put transparent image like a car modeling, You can do the same, girl. It's not that easy. Even with transparent image, it's not very easy. Nico, how is going? My man, is all going well with the family, yes? Thank you. Props for challenging yourself on stream. Women are difficult to sculpt draw. Yeah, but I have a course about female anatomy, so I have to be good in everything. So yeah. Is it me or the eyes are a little bit too high? The distance from the mouth seems too big. Let's see it. Yeah, could be, of course. But it's okay. I mean, there are people like this. But yeah, if we always say that there are people like this, then we will make a lot of bad-looking people, you know. So we have to be careful. But Nico, are you planning to do more interviews like one you done with Gera? Yeah, probably, but I have to find someone to do it. For example, Mr. I forgot the name. The guy from Germany who is making very nice realistic models in Blender. And I forgot his name. But you know, I'm old. I'm 43 I will make this year. No, 42 I will make this year. So, yeah, I forget. But he doesn't want to make an interview. But probably he will decide at some point. She looks too masculine. Yeah, she looks too masculine because I am a masculine guy. I want masculine girls, you know. Yeah. Maybe I'm a gay. Who knows? Yeah, there was some troll in the chat at some point, and he told me that I am probably gay or something, and I said, okay, yeah, I guess you're right, or yeah. So, well, why not? Now she's not that masculine because I made the chin a little bit smaller. When you made the chin smaller, the girls start to look more like babies, and that makes them more female-ish or babylish. Babylish is a very nice word in the English language. I think the sculpt turns out like the mother of the reference girls. Yeah, that's probably is the case. This is her mother because it looks like she's older. No double eyelid, no, never. Hey Nico, I just want to say thank you. You're really helping me on my 3D journey. Your videos on anatomy has been insanely helpful. I tip my hat. Thank you very much. Looks like Korean style concept art. Yeah. Nico, you like potatoes? Yes. Been scrolling through the character making tutorials and wow, how expensive they are comparing to what they teach. Almost nothing. I see how great you are. Great and cheap. Yeah, thank you for saying I'm cheap. It's very nice compliment. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Stefan Hartmann, exactly. Yes, Stefan Hartmann is the guy, the German guy who is making very nice, realistic, monstery type with a lot of detail models in Blender, and he's pretty good. So maybe someday I will make an interview with him, ask him how he makes the models. We can learn from him a little bit. Why not? We can learn from everybody, by the way. Now she's looking a little bit younger, I think. She's not that bad. I guess it's fine. Okay, we don't care about it. Am I late? No, you're not. We have just started. Nico, she's looking good. Don't listen to haters. It's not like this. I mean, haters are haters, okay. But if you don't listen to feedback, even me, you will become something like a can with something inside which is stuck inside and you cannot get it out, you cannot exchange it, it cannot breathe, so you'll get rotten inside, you know. So you have to get feedback. I mean, to take feedback, to be able to take it and to not be offended by it. Like I will show you now how to offend people by making a feedback, but you will see Slavic feedback you will get. Nico, how many blue t-shirts do you have? This is a good question. I have 3 now. I had just 1, but now I have 3. What is the duration of the courses on average? On average, the courses that I'm selling, Okay, a little bit of advertising. In the description of this video, you will get some links. Some of the links are to my courses, which I sell, and I live through that. So if you want, you can go and check them out. I have courses for anatomy, for ZBrush, and for Blender. For human anatomy, female and male anatomy. And on average, my courses are longer than 10 hours. So I have courses, I think, 13 hours. I have courses 20 hours. I usually don't have courses more than 25 hours long, I think. Like the whole course, I mean. And everything is real time, everything is live. I don't speed up anything. It's just like this, you know. It's cool. Shit kind of looks demonic compared to image. It's normal when you don't have irises in your eyes and your eyes are kind of white to look demonic. So don't worry about it. It's okay. Is it wiser to start with a pre-made base? It's all about speed. Yeah, you can start with the base, of course, but it's not. For me, it's not good. Nico, how many days the AI will generate 3D from 2D concepts? Now it's generating, by the way. I saw that. I saw a video when the guy is generating from AI concept. He's generating the AI concept and then generating 3D. It was very bad, but this is the worst the AI will be, so it will become better. Think the guy made affordable courses. Yeah, I know. She kind of looks demonic, okay, or maybe yeah. But Nico, Saku Pato Banana, we have to make a video about him, yeah. But Nico, my hair is falling out. Should I go to Turkey for hair? I know people, my friends, that have gone to Turkey for hair. If you have complexes, if you have problems with missing your hair, if you cannot live without your hair, probably you should go. But I don't have problem at all. We know Nico is better than most, but we love to hate, of course. She look like She-Hulk. That's cool. Head course is great. Yeah, the head course, by the way, is probably one of the most useful courses that I have, along with the anatomy courses. Of course, the course about making a whole game character from scratch in Blender is also pretty useful, which is free in my other YouTube channel, by the way. So yeah. Do you use 3D code? No. Which course do you recommend for the most for beginners? For beginners, my beginners courses are very good. I have absolute beginner courses for Blender and for ZBrush. Nico, sneak peek of new course. Yes. So the new course will be for this character. It's yeah, it's not finished. It has more things to do, but it's relatively in a very good phase. I need to pose the head to rotate it a little bit. I need more definition on the helmet, more details, also on the belt. The arms, I should work on them, and to put some wraps on the arms and some rivets here and there, and it will be almost ready. So not too much work left, but it's yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there slowly and painful. I bought your head course 2 months ago and still didn't finish it. So it's a long one, yeah. Nico, when you will do in life high, low poly and texturing? That's yeah, I promised I will do that. I have to prepare for that. So probably it will be after I finish this course. I will prepare and do something like this. And yeah, maybe we'll put it in my other channel. We will see. But yeah, can you show us how you poly paint the eyes? Not right now. I think I have poly painted eyes in some of my other videos here. But Nico, we want to know how is the new course going. It's here, yeah. What avenues do you take to get things 3D printed? I've been interested in getting some of my things 3D printed, but I'm not sure where to start. Yeah, what I do is just take my model, make sure it's solid, so it doesn't have very thin things that are, you know, going out. And like, for example, now probably those things here on the helmet will be problems, so I probably will make them thicker. And then I send it to the guy to 3D print. I put a base, most likely. High course about hair fur and other course about folds will be very good. Probably no. Do you mentorships? You do mentorships, Nico? Yeah, I do mentorships. $50 an hour is the price usually. Yeah, I sell my courses for way less than that, so probably they're better value. But it will not be live, so it depends, you know. What do you prefer? I would be nice to have some classes at ZBrush, live streaming. No, I'm not using ZBrush anymore, so probably it will be difficult. I'm still confused with Blender poly count limit, how much your PC can handle, which how much RAM. I have 64 gigabytes of RAM, I can handle about 40 million polygons with not too much problem. 40 million in Blender, so it's fine. Good to see you again. Your orc character on your channel helped me so much to learn. It's not an orc, it's a werewolf, but it doesn't matter. Let's say it's an orc. It looks a little bit like an orc, so yeah. Nico, I'm a character artist, but not planning on learning Marvel's designer because I like hand sculpting the clothes. Is it the best strategy? No. If you want to do realistic characters, it's probably a good strategy to learn Marvels. But if you will stick to stylized character like me, then handmaking the folds is completely good. Nico, how do you did this shoulder armor? By hand. Everything is put by hand. It doesn't take too much time. I mean, it takes like half an hour or something. Why did you choose that AI drawing of the girl for sculpting today? I'm curious. Because I haven't collected some AI and a little bit of a 3D, but those are AI, and I'm just collecting them because they look so good. And since they look so good, they are a good reference for me to learn how to do girls that are looking very good, right? That's why I chose her for my stream today. You look tough, but with an earring. You are balanced and start looking cool. Yeah, I have an earring because I'm half gay. You know, I have one earring here and no earring here because I'm gay, but not all the way. You understand? Yo, yeah. Does anyone know good tutorials for anime style sculpts? Probably I should make some, but we'll see. Nico, I've seen sculpts in a strict T-pose and others a little bit more relaxed. What difference does it make to... okay, so T-pose, the actual T-pose where the arms are completely flat and vertical is usually made because of those scanned human motions, because they usually start from this position. And if the animator is not very good, he will ask the model to be in complete T-pose. If the animator is good enough and flexible enough, he will not mind if you make the pose like A pose or something, and then he will just adjust the base to match it. But if the animator is using motion capture and he's not very flexible, he's not very experienced, he will ask for a T-pose. That's but the T-pose is usually not used today that much. Do you have guides for stylized female characters? Yes, most of my characters are stylized, so I guess all of my courses for female characters are stylized. Yeah, you can check them out in the description of the video. Nico, have all courses for beginners and intermediate? Yes. Miko. Who is Miko? I don't know. Please make an intro for your channel with GTA 4 theme song. Probably they will ban it, so it will be a bad idea. Also, Viking, he can be Kratos' cousin. Yeah, probably. He has very interesting facial expression, I would say. You know. You know, the same. Absolutely the same. It's... So it's absolutely the same, I know. I watched from my face a little bit. But the concept actually is this one. Maybe I should do... Yeah, there are things that has to be done. It's a very good concept, by the way. We will see. This AI art... Well... Whatever, so let's go and start with the Artstation, because we have taken too long with these things. One ear is gay, yes. You could do some anatomy for stylized character course. Yeah, I have one, yeah. I have cyberpunk girl. It's stylized. And most of my characters are stylized anyway, so okay. Let's go to Mr. Kfir Baluka. I think we already have seen him, but doesn't matter. Yeah, those things, okay. This I like. Yeah, that's a pretty cool character. Also, it's very well lit, so we can see everything. So I like this. Yeah, pretty cool. And he's a 3D artist at Monkey League, so he's an experienced 3D artist. We can see this. Looking pretty cool, by the way. And it's a low poly. Or not. I don't know. Let me see. No, it's not. This is a high poly. If you see the polygons and the edges of the polygons are curved, then this is a high poly. Because the polygon cannot be curved, basically. It's always a straight line. The edge of the polygon, I mean, it's a straight line. It cannot be a curved line. And here we see curved polygons, which means that this is a high poly. But whatever it does look, this one looks very, very, very good. Pretty professional work, I would say. With the render and with everything. So I wanted to hate it, but I can't. What I would do about this particular portfolio, I would remove most of the things. I would leave this one, probably this robot, this maybe with a little bit better render, and the other ones away. So I would leave about 4 or 5 arts at most. The others, delete. Okay, let's continue. Pretty good thing, by the way. This guy, Richmond. Yeah, I think we have seen him already. So yeah, relatively nice stuff. Let's go to the next guy. If I think that we have seen the guys, I think we also have seen this guy probably, but let's see. No, I haven't seen this one. This is a mouse with a revolver, and he's a police officer. The render is a little bit like, meh, but it's not super bad. What I would say is he needs shadow on the floor always, because otherwise the models, if you don't do shadow on the floor, look like they're floating. And this is a low poly, by the way, which is great. I mean, for a low poly, it does look not bad. So yeah, let's see another one. This is not a good render because it's very dark. It's kind of you know, if you squeeze your eyes, it's gone. So it's not very nice. This one is a 2D art and it's not the best. This one looks very good, although the forearm here has some issues, but overall, when you look at it, it looks very good. So compared to the other works, it looks pretty much better than the other works, but it's 5 years ago. So this guy hasn't done too much things, but he's an animator. That's why he hasn't done that much sculpting. He can be a pretty good sculptor if he starts doing it. If he starts sculpting a lot. But always, it's about practice. I always say that practice is the key. Nothing else. This looks like a turtle ninja, but judging by the hand, by this hand, it's a turtle ninja mixed with octopus. Because this looks like a tentacle a little bit. Not so much as a hand. So, if you like it to look like a hand, it has to be more like a hand. And of course, from some angles, it has bones. But from some angles, especially this here, the arm, the hand area, it does look like a tentacle a bit. So be careful with that. But otherwise, you have a turntable. You have a relatively nice render. It can be a little bit more lit, but it's not really not bad. Let's see this one. Yeah, a little bit of strange shapes, but overall I like the head a lot. But the render is a little bit flat in this one, I think. But you have it. You have a nice. This looks like a Bowser from because of those things on the back here. It's pretty cool, by the way. It's pretty cool. I would say this is not bad, but there are some certain things about the arms, about some things that can be much better. But the head is top. And there are other other characters here which looks not bad. So this guy, judging by the picture, he has hair, so he's young. No, he does look like young. He does look like no more than 25, 27. That's why I think he has a future. When I started 3D, I was 27. I think around 27, 28. I started with the character art, and I wasn't probably when I started. I was probably around this level. So if he works more than me, in my age, he will be better than me. This is from the same guy. This is from another guy, I think. Not a guy. This is Anna Malovichku. She's a girl, not a guy. Most of our people here that are posting are guys. That's why I'm saying another guy. Okay, this is not the worst, but it's also not the best. We have some issues here and there. The folds are too many folds. On the pants, they're okay, but here on the top there are too many and not well placed. So that's a big issue. I always say that in my courses, especially nowadays, that when you are doing stylized characters, you need lower amount of folds but very well placed, which is the most difficult thing. Also, the face looks a little bit strange. The mouth is a little bit too big. If the mouth was a little bit smaller, it would be much better. Let's see the newest one. The newest one, this has a little bit of a, let's say, the render is pretty flat. It looks like a 2D art. It doesn't have depth. It doesn't have 3D formed shape. And yeah, the other thing, the face is pretty boring, and the pose is, I would say, pretty boring. And yeah, people will say that I'm a woman hater if I continue to that. This girl has potential, and hopefully she's okay because she's from Ukraine. But yeah, she has potential. She will, if she continues to develop herself, of course. Everybody has potential. It's not like nobody has. There are people who doesn't have potential. Everybody has potential. Even people who are very bad at this, they have potential. I've seen people who I had a guy in my class when I was 7th and 8th grade. I was in a drawing school. Then I went to economics to learn economics, but whatever. So in the drawing school, I was one of the best in the class. But there was a guy. He is one of the worst. He was one of the worst. But he was having this very much desire to learn and to be better and to better, and he practiced. And I went away from this drawing school. I went to economics. I learned financing and statistics and whatever. But he continued to learn drawing. And by the end of 12th grade, when we started to go to universities and stuff, he was better than me. That's what I'm saying. It's in drawing, because I was drawing only back in the days. So when I look at the portfolio of this guy, there are a lot of black things that I don't like. I mean, the backgrounds to be black, I don't like. The backgrounds to be completely white also. Background has to be something like this one. This one is not bad. Let's see it. This one is probably his best work. Yeah, it's a nice render. It has depth of field. It has some story. There's some giant mushroom which is walking, and some mushrooms are walking. So this is cool, and it has also rim light. So he has spent a lot of time. I mean, not a lot of time, but he has spent time rendering this one. Others are just, not so well rendered. This one is looking awkward. It's like wet, but not exactly. It's like plasticky skin. And of course, it's a monster. And for the monsters, we may say that they're monsters. They can be whatever. Yeah, but still, this one on the thumbnail looked very bad. But when I see it now, and if we make it bigger, we cannot make it actually super bigger, but yeah, it looks pretty cool. The head looks pretty cool. There are some problems with the anatomy, but the head looks pretty nice. So I would say this guy has a pretty big potential. Let's see this. is looking also good. Yeah, first glance looks relatively fine, but then it's a little bit like a plaster, like clay without too much form. Some things, it's not as good. So what I recommend is leave the last few, but make better renders with not so dark background probably of some of them, and delete all those things maybe, or at least most of them. Maybe the cow can stay, but most of those things has to go, the old things. Yeah, that's my idea. Adventure Time vibes, yeah. Turntable or trackball, which setting is your choice when sculpting in Blender? Turntable or trackball? I'm not sure what exactly is the question. Maybe I cannot think. This is this is a guy who just made some screenshots and put them in the Artstation. I usually don't like that. This is from my course of human anatomy, where I provide the skeleton and people are, putting the muscles as I show in the course. That's why the proportions are relatively okay, but still we have too huge area. This area is too big and other things, and it looks like he's made from clay and then he's heated up, not from clay, from wax, and he's heated up and it started to melt a little bit, which is not exactly the best view. Not exactly the best view you have to aim for. Usama Aquil. Let's see Usama, but I have a good feeling about Usama. Usama is a 3D artist from Multan, Pakistan. So Pakistan, very nice. Let's see this girl looking very good on the... Okay, now this is a very good image. Why? Because it has nice background. It has a nice character. Very, not very, but pretty cool render. Cartoony. Not very dark shadows. Everything is just bright and happy and nice. And the character itself is not bad at all. So, cheers for Usama for making this. Let's see this one. This one has problems. I have done this concept for just for a few things, and yeah, this one looks good. I mean, the gray one looks good. The first render was not looking as good. This is pretty cool, by the way, and the render is not bad. The turntable overall looks pretty awesome, I would say. It is a little bit small and we cannot see too much of it, and also it's a little bit blurry. That's the only thing. If you have to show your skill, your concept, you shouldn't blur it that much. I mean, yeah, it's artistically nice to blur it and stuff, but it's not logical to do it. So in here I would suggest, if you want to be a character artist, of course, to delete or remove your environments. You don't need them. You have good characters. You can, do some characters. This is pretty cool, although the render is a little bit flat, but it's fine. And this gun probably can stay, because it's a lot of work to do such a gun and with such nice render. I know. Yeah. So, yeah, very good. Let's continue. Let me read some comments of the people before we continue with Kylan. Pretty cool stuff, by the way, judging by the... Cheers to myself. Judging by the thumbnail. So, again, like the last time, we cannot hate too much. I feel the need, because I'm from the Balkans. When I was young, it was heavy living, especially the 90s. For every former Soviet country, and we are not exactly former Soviet country, but practically we are. Theoretically we are not. Bulgaria was not from the Soviet Union, but it was practically from the Soviet Union, we may say. So when the Soviet fell, everything went to hell. There was lines, very long lines for bread, for olive oil. Very basic things they were missing from the stores. There were coupons systems. Because they were missing from the stores, you have to, every family can have this amount of coupons for food, for a month. No more. You cannot buy more. And yeah, that kind of things. We didn't have too much money. We didn't have too much stuff to buy. The inflation at one time rose like couple of thousand percent, and all the money that people had in the banks. For example, my grandfather, he had some money in the bank, and the inflation started to rise. And my mother said to him, his daughter, my mother, said to him, take your money from the bank and buy dollars with them because the dollar is stable. But he didn't listen. And in the beginning, he had money to buy one apartment. At the end, he had money to buy one wardrobe. This money was enough to buy a wardrobe, just one wardrobe, just a basic wardrobe. So yeah, these things were hard. That's why we are hard on people here. I mean, Russia, Ukraine, Poland, Serbia, Bulgaria, and all those countries that were former Romania also. Yeah, Romania, you see Ceausescu. By the way, my name is Nikolai, and my wife is Elena. And when we go to Romania, since their dictator name was Nicolae, and his wife was Elena, and it's interesting when I told him that my name is Nikolai and this is Elena, and they're like, But whatever, it's not the problem at all. A lot of people have posted their Artstation profiles several times. Yeah. Hey Nico, if I share my Artstation thoughts, I'm a 2D artist learning Blender, totally burnt out in Blender at the moment. Thought I popped on for a bit, time out lol. Okay, post your artworks, at some point we'll get to them. But this portfolio looks very nice, especially this character. Let's see it. I have no patience to see it. Ooh, it's looking very good. It's looking very good. The hair doesn't look very good. It looks 2D, and it's just here it's burned out a little bit. It doesn't have detail. It doesn't have anything. Also at the end here, this is kind of a beginner mistake a little bit. You don't do this. You have to be careful with your colors, and also the render doesn't make the character look very nice. It could look better with a better render because it's like muddy. The colors are a little bit muddy. The eyes are too dark, for example. There are a little bit dark shadows, but overall, the model looks impressive, I would say. Yeah, pretty good. Impressive stuff. So this model was impressive. Let's see another one. Can we hate it? Yes. So the hands, they look like they are very flexible. They don't have bones in them. You have to make them a little bit more angular. Also around the shoulder area, there are issues. This cannot look like this. And yeah, but overall not bad. And the render is a little bit bad. This one, okay. Yeah, I think we saw that one once. We saw it, but I forgot. So yeah, this one is looking very cool, especially the turntable. It's kind of bright. It's very cool. Yeah, I like it. So okay, good things. Let's see this. This is Alejandro Garcia. Alejandro Garcia. Ne, Garcia? Garcia, I don't know. But he has worked for League of Legends, yes? Interesting. What can I say about his models? They're probably professional. Yeah, here it's a little bit flat. You know, this, maybe that was what was desired, to be flat, to not have any faults, but it looks flat. It looks very thin here. And there are certain problems. I mean, I would not say that this is very good, you know. Also, very flat. I would put nice and visible, just few nice folds here and there would be very nice. Also for the pants, they're like very subtle folds here and there, you know. I don't know, maybe I'm too picky. Who knows? Hi from Azerbaijan. Hello. Nico, can you critique my skull? No, your skull is okay. Whatever it is, it's your skull. You have to be proud of it, you know. I mean, yeah. My skull, I like it. So, like your skull. Love your skull, even. You have to. Saludos from Lima, Peru. Hello, Lima. You have to live it to understand it, yeah. Is this why the Eastern Europe is dominating MMA world? I'm not sure. Kazakhstan, not Kazakhstan. Where was the guys from? This is the Russian Republic of Kyrgyzstan. I'm not sure, but yeah, they're dominating. I'm not sure they're in Europe though, because they are Russian Republic, and most Russian republics are in Asia. At least Dagestan. Yes, thank you, Adi. Dagestan. Dagestan is dominating the MMA world. It's actually funny as a Romanian. Yeah, I know it's funny. Hi Nico, when you are coming to... It's not funny for me because I know that Nicolae Ceausescu, the dictator of Romania, who had made a lot of people rich, not a lot, few people rich and a lot of people poor. He kept them poor. So he was hanged on a pole and killed and hanged with his wife, by the way. So when I went to Romania, I have something here in mind a little bit, you know. Hi Nico, when you are coming to Romania, give me a buzz, maybe we can have some beers. Of course, Mihai, I would like to have some beers with you. This is Mihai Daranga, by the way. Guys, he's a very good character artist. Recently he started to do, because he has stopped for a while. I haven't seen his works for a while, but now he's doing it again. He's doing very nice muscular monsters or people. Maybe monsters. Most of the time they're monsters. Which is also my passion. I like to do this also. So we are similar. But I think most people, 3D character artists who are male, like to do muscular men or monsters, you know, like the more muscular the better, you know, the more, you know, power. Mihai, are you living in Bucharest or in some other city? We have to see. But I have your Facebook, so we will figure something out. Hey Nico, I običam your style. I običam your style. Običam is love in Bulgarian, and it's very funny because it's like very mixed, you know. I love your style. I običam your style. Very interesting. Thank you for doing those. They are very helpful. Yeah. Greeting from Ecuador. Ecuador. Dagestan. That Viking that you show is dope, man. Incredible arms. Love it. Yeah, they're not... By the way, the arms themselves, I don't completely like them. Especially the forearms. They're a little bit strange looking, in my opinion. But I will probably... They will be covered mostly with straps. So I don't mind that much. They're pretty huge, though. Yeah. They're bigger than the concept. Which, yeah. I'm sorry about that, but I just like to do it. Just like to do bigger things. But this thing is pretty cool. I like it a lot. This one is my favorite. Yeah, very nice. Very, very cool. Hand painted texture. Very, very cool. Yeah. Let's continue with David. I cannot say the other name. I will try. David Puigvert. David Puigvert. Very nice, I would say. The pose is pretty boring, but the overall sculpt and some materials is not bad at all. The face is a little bit strange, the nose and stuff, but yeah, it will be, yeah. And just two things. That's the way you do it, you know. Two things, but pretty good. Nice renders, and it looks like the guy has spent time on the renders, spent time on the materials, and it's always good to see that, you know. And he has 114 likes on this one, and he has 76 likes on this one. Maybe if he makes a little bit more effort in rendering this one, it will be better, with a better pose probably, because this is pretty boring. Like, what is this pose? But the bear is amazing. So two things, but very nice. This is much more preferable and much better than to have like 50 things and only couple of them to be good. If this guy has had like 10 things and only 2 of those are nice, and the other 8 are like meh, then his portfolio will be worst, because people will judge him by the worst things, and in their eyes he will be worst artist, although he is better now. Okay, is the sculpt done for this stream? Just got here. No, the Viking is for my course. I'm now on video 19, I think. Yeah, this is video 20. It will be. I will start video 20 maybe tomorrow, but this is video 19, so it's about 10 hours, a little bit more than 10 hours into the sculpt. It's not done in this. This is done in this stream. You know, I cannot do, even me, I cannot do this with this amount of detail for hour and a half probably, or 2 hours. It's just not possible. Maybe it's possible for somebody, but let's see. Bogdan Salamatov from Armenia. Bogdan from Armenia. Let's see. So if he's from Armenia, probably he has to make very good arms. Let's see. Armenia, arms, you know. Not bad. I mean, the hands are looking pretty awesome. I like when people are making good hands. Defined, with a nice knuckles and everything. And cheers for me. They're doing this. I like it. So this is fine, although the pose itself is pretty boring again. But the render is cool. I mean, everything is visible. It's interesting. There are details. I would put a little bit more details on the face here, because you see, compared to the bow has a lot of detail, the face has none. So it's like a different style. That's a little strange. But overall, this guy has potential, because he also is not super bad 2D artist. He has nice things, and it looks like he likes to develop his sculpts or his 2D. He just likes to do them. And the arms are not bad at all, I would say. On the thumbnail, it doesn't look so good, but when you see it, you see biceps, brachialis, brachioradialis here, the forearm muscles here on the top. Everything is just in place, and the chest muscle here, the front shoulder, everything is cool, and the face looks very nice, but the thumbnail doesn't look very good. I don't know why. This is just because, you know, the character is colorful and the background is similar color, and it doesn't have contrast, and it looks like meh, you know. But overall, very good, Bogdan. Great. I give you thumbs up. One of the better portfolios we have seen already. Samurai. From Dalton What? Dalton Vasconcelos. I probably am slaughtering those names, but yeah. I don't know if he has done everything, but the armor doesn't look very bad. The materials, you know, not so good, especially in this area here. You cannot afford to make a render where everything is like almost completely white on the metal. You have to be careful. Put a little bit of an environment like HDR, so it has some reflections. It has to be more interesting. Although it can look realistic, if it's not interesting, it's not good. It has to be interesting and realistic, not only realistic and boring, because some realistic things are very boring. You can make a photo from your smartphone, and most photos that I make are like that. Boring, very boring photos, because they're not interesting, they're not artistic. And our job as artists is to make, even if we make something realistic, it has to be artistically realistic. It has to be nice looking, you know. Hi Nico, I'm right now doing your rabbit course. Yeah, one of the newest course I did. Probably the last course I did, yeah. The jacket and the hands just drain me. Exactly, I know. The hands are always difficult on any character if you don't have experience with hands, especially. Yeah, probably you have to spend more time. I like the folds here, they're not bad. Those folds are pretty cool. But the character is I don't know, it's something is a little bit boring for me, this gear. I don't know why. Overall, when you look at it, when you look the folds, when you look at those folds in here, it looks relatively fine. But here, pretty empty, nothing happening. I would like some detail in this area. Also on the hat, a little bit more detail probably would be nice. The dog looks pretty cool. Overall, it's not bad, but, and especially the arms here, the folds, if his arms is folded and everything, are pretty well done. It's not even better than intermediate artists, I would say. But there are certain things that I cannot agree. It looks, the overall image looks a little bit strangely boring. I don't know why. Probably because it's completely frontal. Maybe it can be from a little bit of an angle, with a little bit perspective, with a little bit more rim light, stuff like this, to make it look better. This poop, let's see the poop. Why not? Poop is always nice. Okay, okay. This doesn't look bad. I mean, I see the concept, I see the model. It could be better. I mean, I would make the neck far, far thicker. Like this, he almost doesn't have a neck. But Ibrahim from Turkey has made it pretty well. Let's see this, his last work probably. Not bad. It doesn't look like paint on her skin, which is great. She has some hair, which is kind of realistic hair. But overall, this doesn't show that much. Oh, we have a problem here. I mean, this without the hair doesn't look female at all. And that's a problem usually. And also the head looks a little bit big. The muscles are a little bit like a Michelin man. I mean, more anatomy and more practice. But of course, as I said, everybody can be a good artist. Na zdravie. Na zdravie. Yeah, we say na zdravie in Bulgaria. Na zdorovie is in Russian. And there are certain variations in other, you know. Hi, Comedian. I learned a lot from you about sculpting and I'm from India. Okay, thank you. Namaste. Будь здоров. Gracias. Спасибо. Yeah, I'm mistaking the gracias. Gracias is in Spanish. In Italian is buenos noches. No, it's buonasera. No, it's not. It's something similar. I don't know. Sorry for questioning again, but in Blender Preferences Navigation there are two options, turntable or trackball, which changes steering functionality. Just wanted to know which one is your choice. Ah, navigation, turntable or trackball. Let me see. Edit, Preferences, Navigation, turntable. The default one. Vasconcelos is probably Brazilian. Probably. Hi Nico, are you still taking portfolio links? I'm not taking them. You just put them in the Discord. And someday, you know. Oh my god, it's almost my turn, but we will not get there. Haha, no, we will. We'll get there. First we'll look at this. The monster looks pretty cool. Let's go, baby. It's it has only been like 3 months. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we will get to you, Noel. You're next. Yeah. Yeah, you know, hang on in there, my friend. I will be ruthless. Okay, let's see the last work. Usually the last work is the best. We have problems with this arm, which is far bigger than this arm, which I don't think is intentional, but it looks like it's like that. The guy has worked from obviously not symmetrical mesh, which for me even is difficult, almost impossible, and I will not suggest to do that. I mean, working symmetrically and then pose is the better way to do it, in my opinion. So Luis Puente, I will suggest, this is pretty cool. This is with the jacket. This is jacked. So this is jacket, jacked, jelly. Ooh, bloody. But this is 2D, I guess. But it's very cool. I like it. Yeah, this guy is an artist. It's obvious he's an artist. He like to express himself. He just have to practice more the expression. I mean the skill, the programming skill, the anatomy skills, and overall. But he's an artist. He will do well. But you know, some people, because they are artists, they are artists. They have so much artistism in them. They have problems of doing concepts, for example, because the concept has to be very clear, very nice looking, and the art is can be a little bit vague, can be a little bit like art, you know, like which you know, Colombia. This guy's from Colombia. I heard that in Colombia is very dangerous, but I'm not sure. There are you know, rumors about many countries that there is dangerous, but yeah. Now Noel. Let's see Noel. He is from Seattle, United States, so he's fine. He's fine. Noel is fine. He's in United States. I want to visit United States someday, to visit the Grand Canyon and some other things like New York, and maybe some other towns. This looks pretty cool, by the way. It has some detail. It has very nice lighting, I would say, much better than the concept. And overall, the shapes are very sharp, very well done. I would say pretty good job, my friend. Yeah, small legs on the back, big legs on the front. This turntable doesn't look as well because first, it doesn't have shadow on the ground. Second, it's a little bit too flat. It's a little bit too much lit. It doesn't have the shadow a little bit like this. This is contrasty and it's nice. We like it. We all like it. Now, monsters you can do. Okay, let's see humans. This one, I mean, the face itself is not as bad, but the render, it's a little bit too much. A little bit too much detail on the background is getting the attention out of the face. And the face, from this angle, doesn't look so well. Although, it's not a bad face, I would say, when you look at it up front. But here, you see, the only thing you see is the lighting and the eyes. Those are the focus of your picture, which the eyes is okay, but they are kind of white, which is not a problem, obviously. I'm doing white eyes too, but I'm not making them that bright and the face that dark, you know. Let's see this one. This one looks... Wow, this one looks pretty cool. The pose is very nice. The background is too busy. And that's why the thumbnail doesn't look so well. But the model itself, the action pose of the arms, not the arms, yes, but the legs and the ass, everything looks, well, very, very good. Very good. Wow, yeah. I would say pretty cool, my friend. Yeah, very nice. The background is too busy, by the way. You should learn how to make your thumbnails better. Beha thumbnails. This is what? Realistic human head model. Yeah, it's difficult to make a realistic human head using Blender, but you obviously handle that. This looks pretty well. The form of the skull is very nice. And not bad at all. Maybe the ears could be bigger. And there are certain things that can be better, but overall, good job. So yeah, Noel, you lived to tell the tale. You lived through this. How do you feel now? I don't know. Yo, Nico, I love you, brother. Big love, like usually from Tunisia. Oh, from Tunisia? Very nice. Hi, Nico, please write in Artstation Brahim Azizi. No, it will not be fair to the people that have put their Artstations in the proper position. It will not be fair to, you know, get ahead of them. There is a line. You have to take your place into the line. Grazie. Scusi, prego. I know. Italian is my second language, you know. Hi, Nico, please write in our station. Okay, yes. He's a good sculptor from Morocco. Every country, almost, probably, has very good sculptors. For example, from Bulgaria, there are a couple of very good sculptors, like 10 people probably, me included, of course. From Ukraine, there are a lot of very good sculptors, but Ukraine is like, let's say, 5 times bigger than than Bulgaria in population, maybe 6 times bigger. No, more than that, much more. No. We are around 7 million, they are 40 million, so 5.5 times, yeah. So a lot of good artists from there. Romania, Turkey, Hüseyin Diba, and others. Greece doesn't have too many, I think, which is strange. But, Greece is not the huge country, but it's the population is, I think, similar to Bulgarian population. Maybe a little bit more, I'm not sure. But Greece doesn't have, at least a few years back, it doesn't have any game studios inside Greece, which I find a little bit strange. In Bulgaria, you have a lot of. You have Ubisoft, you have Creative Assembly, you have Gameloft, you have Blizzard, you have Guerrilla Games. No, you don't have those. But you have Ubisoft and Creative Assembly, which is... We have a lot of Bulgarian game studios even. In Bulgaria. In Greece, not so much. Hi Nico, how are you? Oh, this is a strange name. I cannot read it, by the way, because it's in Arabic letters. Interesting. No, I cannot read it. But hello. From Fall Guys. Any idea of working on daytime, on nighttime? Which one is better? For me, back in the days when I was young, I was drawing better when it was night. When it was past midnight, I was better. Because of the practice, all the practice during the day, and when you go to sleep, and those hours that you sleep, you kind of get a little bit worse. And when you wake up, if you don't practice for half an hour or 1 hour just to, to develop your skill a little bit, you will be worse than yesterday. Yeah, let's see this guy. Again, black backgrounds, not very good. White backgrounds, also not very good. It looks a little bit strange. Also, some of the anatomy is strange, so I would not say that this is the best. But he's trying, and he's not... Obviously, he's not quitting, which is the most important thing. He's from Turkey. He has done some, not characters in the past. And then he's trying to do characters. Of course, for most people who are 3D artists and they start doing characters, the thing that is stopping them mostly is the anatomy. But here also we are talking about not only about anatomy, also about render. When you post your things in Artstation, you need to render them better. So this is better rendered than the Batman, but it's still not good enough. And overall, some of the things here has to be rendered better. For example, this one, as a model, is not that bad. Yeah, the arms are a little bit short and other things, but the face is looking relatively great. But you see, black background and black robe, which is never the best choice in the world. Okay, let's continue. David Mesa from Colombia. Again, we have people from... He's from Medellin, Colombia. Pablo Escobar. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, nothing bad about this guy. By the way, we have already seen his portfolio. Maybe haven't seen this one, I'm not sure. It looks relatively cool, although these things on his, they're looking very awkward. They are making him look funny. He has to be scary, but he's looking funny. I don't know, maybe this is the concept or whatever, but it's a little bit strange. It's not bad. It's not bad. I would say this is pretty cool. Yeah, we cannot say that it's bad because Colombia, Be careful. Careful. Hello, Nico from Thessaloniki coming to Sofia this Friday. Any good traditional tavern to eat? You have to check in Google Maps or in... in Google Maps usually you can check the restaurants. I do that. Even when I go to another Bulgarian city, or even when I go to certain parts of Sofia, I go to check Google Maps, and if the rating of certain place is above 4.1, 4.3, 4.5, then it's good. And I read a little bit of comments, and I say, okay, this is my place, for example, and I go. I watch the pictures. That's the way to do it, you know. Not the tourist traps. In Bulgaria, in Sofia, you don't have too much tourist traps. You just don't have them. I've eaten a lot in many central places, and if the rating is good, then it's a normal place, you know. Il mio italiano fa schifo anche se sono italiano. Italiano vero, lasciatemi cantare. Sto la chitarra in mano, lasciatemi cantare, no. Una canzone piano piano, lasciatemi cantare. I don't know the lyrics too much. Lol, I don't know how to get onto the Artstation portfolio. How so? Nobody knows that. Artstation portfolio is a difficult thing to go to. So be careful with that. How many years need to be pro in sculpt characters? You need to be pro for a lot of years to sculpt characters. Can you give us tips on what makes an Artstation thumbnail great? I mostly go for a gradient that fades to black. No, black is forbidden. You never want black in your art, anywhere in your art. So for example, let's see David Mesa again. He has black in some of his things. For example, here you see black. It doesn't work. You have to be careful. Let's see Alexander Maltsev from Russia. Brother Russian. Let's see. Tavarish. This is not quite bad. You see, he has some dark shadows here and there, and they can be a little bit lighter, but they are not too big. So they are making just more contrast, not so bad of an image. So this is pretty cool, I would say. It's a pretty realistic render. There is certain things about these biceps, which I kind of, I don't know, but it's looking relatively fine. Let's see the boy. This is a boy. The hand look a little bit awkward, and yeah, he will say this is a stylized hand, this is a certain stylization, which can be, but still I would make the wrist a little bit more differentiated than, you see, wrist and then hand. You know, hand and wrist together looks strange. And I would do something about this here. It looks like it's muddy, or it's kind of, you put chocolate on the hair and just, you know, make this motions. Yeah, a little bit strange. Overall, houses, other stuff, and again, when you see a portfolio, I, for example, am searching for a guy to make a character for me. Let's say I'm a recruiter, I want somebody to make a character for me. I would look at this program and say, okay, this guy is doing houses, characters, probably he's not very good in any of those. So I will just pass along. I like this one, by the way. She has a nice face, pretty nice overall shape. But from the side view, the legs look a little bit boring, although not so bad. I would say this is one of the best works. Yeah, she looks pretty cool. Yeah, Gladiator. So this guy has potential, but he has to develop it a little bit more, to put a little bit more into this, a little bit more effort, we may say, because he's almost there. Boy like a granny. Yeah. Let's see Cesare Novisky. And you see, this model of a cat is not ultra good, but on a first glance it looks very nice. Why? Because it has nice colors, it's kind of well lit, you know, it has a good gradient on the background. It's not very pushing background that will kind of push you like a super huge background, and as you can see from all the thumbnails here, the cat one looks the best. Why? It's sharp. It has the background. I will dial it down a little bit, the saturation. It's a little bit too saturated, the background. But overall, it looks pretty cool. The other ones, not so much. Even this one doesn't look very good because you see its background. It's a thumbnail. It's looking cool, but it doesn't have shadow on the floor, and it's just floating in the air. It's a little bit strange. This one, super black background, doesn't look good. This one, just a sword in a very dark, without any gradient. If you put a gradient, a light thing here behind the sword, it will be much more interesting. And this is true for everything else. As a sculptor, this guy is not that good. He's beginner to intermediate, but he's trying and he's making kind of complex models. You see, this model has even animations. It has very nice feathers on the head, a sword with a hilt, everything. It's a low poly, so he knows his stuff. He knows technically the stuff. But anatomy-wise, he has a lot practice to go through. So yeah, technically you can be pretty good, but anatomy is one of the difficult things when you are a character artist. It's one of the most difficult things. Brian, the link to his Discord channel is the video in description. I think if it's working, because I always am doubting about this, have doubts about this. Yes, mature content. Can we see it? Show me the artwork. What is this? This is not so much, Yeah, this looks cool, I would say. Yeah, let's see this one. This one looks pretty cool, I would say. Yep, the legs, a little bit too much. Maybe you can dial them down a bit. But hair, nice. Face, wow, the face looks very good, I would say. Yeah. Those renders here look pretty cool. The face is amazing. I like the face a lot. She looks like a little bit of a puffy lady. On the face, very good. And the materials and how the chests are pressed by this armor. Wow, this is pretty professional stuff here. From Andy San. Andy San is from San Jose, Costa Rica, the rich coast. So yeah, the other stuff I don't like that much. They are anime style. This is not exactly my style. I'm not completely, and the renders are not as good, but this one, it's very cool. Let's see this one. So here, the face probably could be nice. This armor, the material is awful, more than awful, very bad. And the hair, oh no, the hair is just not good. But the pose of the character is not very boring, I would say. Let's rotate it in Sketchfab. It will be better to see. Wow, the face, you see? The face looks very good from certain angles. Just amazing stuff. I would say even I have difficulties making this kind of face for 30 minutes. It's just very good. No, I'm joking a little bit here, but you obviously see that this face is very good. From bottom, from top, from here, from there. It looks pretty cool, right? The armor material is but it's not the worst. It's not the worst. The boobs, the chest is too much, a little bit too much. I don't completely like it. I like the previous one much better because it was more realistic. This one is strange. The legs looking not bad. Those folds are kind of okay. This is action pose. Maybe it could be a little bit more action if this, for example, shoulder is much lower than the other one or much higher. We have this kind of a curve on the body. It's just too straight for this pose. It could be better. It could be better. But the A pose here looks very nice, I would say. So this guy knows his work. What I would do if I was him, I would remove all those anime girls from here and I would leave only these two girls because they are just different quality. Those two girls, very different quality. Channel is Artstation portfolios. Yes. Amazing cat. Show it, please. Yeah, this cat is just something else. Ah, it's moving. Wow. This cat. But I will still remove it. I mean, yeah, it's funny, but yeah, get it away forever. Ozlan Gurlevik. I think we have seen Ozlan's work before, so we may just skip it because we have seen it. This looks very nice on the thumbnail, but when we get to it, it has certain problems, but it's normal. It looks cool. Other than that, yeah. Let's see this one. Enes Aytak from Turkey again. A lot of people from Turkey. Neighbors. How is neighbor in Turkish? Komşu. Komşu. Okay, black backgrounds again. I think this is a mistake. You will rarely see a professional with black backgrounds in his portfolio. So, if you want to know which is the good background, go to Artstation and explore and see. You see, yeah, there are black backgrounds here on a very nice concept, but not so much. This one, for example, is pretty cool, but it has a little bit light on the floor, and overall this is just amazing stuff. You know, this is just super cool, and it has black background. So yes, it could work sometimes, I would say. There are a lot of things with black backgrounds here, which is a little bit surprising. But for example, I prefer this. This is much more bright, much more nicer, with a little bit lighter background. And I prefer my things. Oops, let's see. We can find me. Yes, the guy with the smiles. Yeah, these backgrounds, you know. I have black backgrounds, by the way. But they're not exactly black. And they're kind of working. It's a little bit like brownish here. And it's working because there's a big contrast between the foreground and the background. But this one, wow, this one is... I mean, the figure is just amazing. Just amazing. It became pretty good. So let's go back to our guy from Turkey, if we can. Yes. Let's see this. This is this is a nice character. I like it. But it's very boring because it's just from the front, you know. You have to shot it from the side view, from 3/4 view, and make it a little bit better rendered, not so flat. Otherwise, cool. This is not very good. Why? When you are doing this character, you have to be very careful about the coat, because the coat is very big part of the character is the coat. It's very visible. So when you're doing the folds on the coat, you should spend many hours probably to do them, and to do them properly, because now they are very bad. They are very bad folds. And of course, other things are problematic. The face is relatively fine. The arms are very boring. I mean, the pose is boring. Overall, nothing too good about this. But don't worry. Just continue working, because this is just the beginning. You're obviously just starting your character career. You have just 3 characters or something and 1 horse. So don't be discouraged by this. Even the opposite. Be more, you know, pushed into this. Let's see Lewis. Lewis is from London, United Kingdom. And he doesn't have any character. Maybe this is a character inside this thing here. I'm not sure if Lois has done this character, and he's not very visible, the character himself. But Lois is doing what I did the first couple of years when I was starting my 3D career, just doing some environment, just doing stuff around me, just trying some renders, just basic stuff. So Luis has a lot more, to travel, a lot more in front of him, like we all. I mean, we all have room to develop. We have seen this already, the boomer. Yeah, some people have posted their Artstations for many times, but we remember. We remember. Let's see the skull, by the way. So, this is Alexei Vlasov, and this is his skull. This skull is pretty good, I would say. I may go there and say that this skull is too good to be true. I get it, not the reference in photos. I'm not sure this is a skull made by this guy. But this is just my opinion. I mean, yeah, because... But well, maybe he's not that bad. I mean, it's... because I see, I see bottle. I see something like a statue. I see a submarine. I see a tire. Just normal one. And suddenly a skull, which looks very good. Which looks very, very good. And I'm like, some planet, some environment, some kind of a suit, which is not bad. But a skull. And this monster, for example, looks a little bit hideous. It's not looking very good. It's very too much detail, random, on too much places. It doesn't look very nice. He's from Prague, Czech Republic. I have to go there, by the way. Prague is one of the cities I have to visit. This panda is looking very good. Wow, this panda is looking very good. It's looking like a print. Plastic shader experiments in Blender. Because this awesome STL model for 3D printing were made by this guy. So this guy has made this model. That's why it looks so good. And Alexei Vlasov has just rendered it. And this skull most likely is the same. It's probably some kind of a scan or a very good guy's work, and he has just rendered it. That's more like it. This. Got to present joint work with Alexander Belov. So Alexander Belov has made the skull probably, and he was just texturing and render it, and he hasn't done just amazing job, we might say, because this is just very strange ambient occlusion which doesn't look super cool, and overall it's strange. But the model is great, which it's not because of this guy. It's because of Alexander Belov. I think he's pretty famous. Alexander Belov, yeah. Yeah. So let's continue with this guy, which I think we already saw, but let's see again. Yeah, this is not bad, I would say. A little bit better render probably will be nicer, because the shadows are... Some of the shadows are very dark, I think, around the hair, around this area. And some of the materials are very shiny, like the hair is too shiny. It's like made from crystal meth. No. Yeah, it's made from crystal meth from Breaking Bad, because it's blue, But it's you have to be careful with that. Materials, shiny materials are not the best. This, I think we already talked about this. It's not bad at all. Maybe a little bit more anatomy, because anatomy is never good enough, in my opinion. For this guy, for example, the anatomy it's not good enough. It's not good enough, but it will probably do. Yeah, I'm pretty critical to my stuff also. Is that a self-portrait, your profile image at Artstation? Yeah, it's me. It's the same. Gotcha. Let's see, Leonardo Spano. Because I closed it. Leonardo Spano from Italy. Leonardo Spano from Naples. Wow. This, I think, has to be immediately removed from here. It looks very awkward. This guy looks pretty awkward. I will probably dream about it. And it's also his, or at least it looks like his avatar, which is not good. So this is made on my course. And it's pretty cool, although, since her head is like 9 to 10 times on her body, it will go. So she looks about 2.5 meters tall, maybe 3 meters tall. So I would suggest just to enlarge the head a little bit, and it will be pretty cool. Just enlarging the head will just fix this. This Spider-Man 2000 and something, 99 statue is, I mean, you see, it's a pretty good action pose. It's looking relatively nice. I like the position of the head like this. He doesn't have eyes, but maybe that's the idea. Action pose, okay. Yeah, I could put a little bit more curve on the lower leg here, but it's just me. And also the lower leg overall, it's a little bit too long. It looks like it's too long. Maybe it's not, but it looks like it's too long, which sometimes we are making the things very proportional, but they look a little bit too much. That's the way it works, you know. Discord unable to accept invite. Yeah, I guess that the Discord link is not working. So if somebody can make a link, but probably we cannot put it in the whatever. You have to find it some other way. I don't know how, by the way. How people can find Discord channels? Can you write in Discord speed char and it will find the channel? Probably not. Only from the invite link, right? I don't know. It's messed up. I mean, Discord itself, it allows me to make a link, for example. Now it's buggy. But let's go to speed char, invite people. And, you know, we can copy the invite link, for example. But it expires in 7 days. And I can edit it and tell it to never expire and generate a new link. But still it expires. I don't know why. It's just super strange. Please see Discord. I have sent a link. See Discord. I have sent a link. You have sent the link to what? I don't know what they're talking about, but whatever. We are continuing. Let's see this. Oh, we are seeing it. This is the strange Adventure Time Hellboy version. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool, and the render is pretty cool. I mean, it's cartoony, it's funny, it's nice. This one also, a frog with something. All the things are Adventure Time style. They're looking pretty cool. Paulo Roberto from Brazil. Brazil. Da, 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 da. Huh. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. I would say cartoony stuff. Let's see how he can handle the muscles. Yeah, the face is a little bit strange on the orc. The muscles not so bad. I mean, pretty nice. The bull is probably better than mine. My bull, I'm not so proud of it for this course that I did. But overall, good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, let's see this one. This one looks very funny. Yeah. I think I saw the concept for this one. Pretty cool, I would say. And this render and overall, this is one of the best things, I would say, Roberto. It was Roberto or not? I'm not sure. Yeah, let's see this guy. This guy is called Blażej Jura from Poland. Poland. Okay, not bad, I would say. The render is awful. Not awful. The render is not awful, but it could be better. And the folds. All the folds here are awful. They are just randomly placed things without too much thought. Which, I mean, in the beginning, especially when you're a beginner, you have to think a lot about the folds. So yeah, try to think about defaults. I just come to your Discord via link under the stream. So probably the link is working for some people. The link in the description is working. Ah, it's working. That's cool. I mean a lot after a lot of trying on Discord link. Okay. Blase, we saw him. Let's see this. What is this? Kitilin. This is very scary. And this kind of portfolios usually are not working. I mean, nobody will see this portfolio and say, okay, I will hire this guy, because it doesn't show anything. So what is this? Thank you, world, nice motivation for suicide. $500 slave. What does that mean? Ah, salary, 3D artist salary result near Ukraine. So this is $500. Yeah, in Ukraine the salaries I've heard are pretty low. But this guy or girl, I'm not sure, is not in a position to ask for too much money, at least in this level, because he hasn't shown anything, or she. But to me, Georgia. So Emilia Krutina from Georgia shown us some environments. Okay, cool environment. It could be used in a movie. Why not? In a cartoon movie. It has a little bit more blacks than I like it to have. It's not that, but maybe horror cartoon it could be. Why not? Yeah. And she's environment artist, but to be available for work and to be hired needs more environments and better ones. So keep working and yeah, it will happen. Let's see, Jeremy Payot or Payot or I'm not sure. France. Jeremy Payot. We already saw his works, I think, but this is looking pretty cool. With you see, those are cardboard wings, and it looks like they are a very nice dead bird here, or at least sleeping bird. Let's see, the bird is sleeping. The cardboard wings are, nice, but those pants, really, I mean, so much effort on the cardboard wings and everything, and the hair looks like it's floating, like it's melted. The pants also needs a little bit more work to make it happen. The render is not bad. It's looking very bright, very nice. A little bit more work on certain things. This Kazuvari is looking very good. At least the thumbnail, and yeah, the Kazuvari is looking very nice. I would say the best work here, probably. We have to find the good things, Your quad remesher works on new Blender version. I'm not sure. I think it's working. Yeah, I think it's working, but I'm not using it. Now for this course, I'm not using quad remesher at all. I'm using the quadriflow remesh, which comes with Blender. I started using only programs that are absolutely free. I mean, Blender is free, and then everything else that I'm using in my newest courses will be free. At least that's what I'm planning to do. So quad remesher I'm not using. Same salary for post-USSR country. Yeah, we are almost post-USSR country, but since Bulgaria now is a member of European Union, our salaries here are pretty good. I mean, if for a beginner 3D artist, a salary in Ukraine is around $500, let's say, for a beginner 3D artist. For a beginner 3D artist in Bulgaria, the salary will be probably at least $1,000 at least. But he has to be good enough to be hired. He can be a beginner, but he has to be good enough to be hired. Not because if you don't show skill, you will not be hired. It's like this. For example, this guy. He's from Argentina. Sebastian from Argentina. His things are looking good, I would say. Let's see this one. Not bad. I mean, the overall view and the face anatomy, it's looking pretty good. And the render also. This, I would say, very good. And the render also. So this is very close to professional level. This is from my course, I guess, I'm not sure. But it doesn't say that it's from my course, so probably it's not. Maybe it's just his version of Superman, which is okay. And it looks pretty good also, I would say. There are certain things that are not complete, but anatomy overall looks great. I would say it looks great. The render itself, this one I like more than this one, because this one, the face is too, there's too much light on certain areas. It looks a little bit too you know, too much specular. It doesn't look very nice. This one pretty good. So this guy is kind of professional. Let's say he's a character concept artist. He said okay, but he is pretty good. He can do the job. So he can be hired definitely as a, if he hasn't been hired before, as a beginner artist in Bulgaria for at least $1,000 salary in some of our studios here. I'm in Discord, new to find channel. How to find channel. You see here in the Discord, you find the channels on the side here. It's not that hard, I mean. Niche suggestions for animation teachers. There are some animation teachers in the internet, I guess. But we have to finish this thing. We are ending in this. Yeah, this video. We will finish it. So what we have done here is this. We have done this. Looks relatively fine. From this concept, which it doesn't look like it at all. But yeah, it looks relatively fine. I'm happy about it. It's like half an hour of work, so it's fine. What do you think about study work from courses in Profile Artstation? It's cool to study works from professionals, I would say. I want to show logo from your course, but I heard the option that better show only my own works. No, it's not. I mean, yes, it's better to show your own works, but if you have rendered and make the logo look good, it will also show your skill. So it doesn't matter. You can show it. Technically, I'm the Sebastian from that profile you just reviewed. Not working on the industry, just a hobby for me. I think you can work in the industry at some point, but you have to show low polys, you have to show UVs and textures, because people usually want, when they hire you, they want to do all the things. They want to do the high poly, they want you to do the low poly, and the texture. Of course, the most important thing for me, at least, is to be able to make nice anatomy, to be able to work very well from concept. And that's why I'm teaching mostly that anatomy and concept working and making the high poly in my courses, because the low poly, the UVs and the textures are mostly a technical work, and it's not that hard. It's a little bit more boring. It's not that difficult, but it's boring. So that's why I don't make courses for that much. But I have a course, of course, in my other channel for that, as probably most of you know. When the next live will be? Next live, if it's not this week, it will be the week after next week, because the next week I will be in Italy. Buongiorno Italia. I will be in Italy, in Bari. Bari is a little city. It's not super little. It has an airport, so it's not little. It's a city near the heel of the shoe, of the boot, because Italy is a boot, and it's on the heel of the boot next to the ocean or sea. I'm not sure what is it there. Yeah, the Mediterranean probably. Alexandra Prostakova, thanks. Okay. Let's finish this and see what we can do next. Probably I will do next sleeping, because now it's late here and I have to sleep. Have a good trip. Thank you very much, and bye for now.